Alright, everybody, welcome back to Legends of the Majors. We're in the year 2000. 2000 was the year of Tiger Woods, and he started it off by winning his first U.S. Open and third major with the most dominating four-round performance in the major. Oh, we read this. -3, -5 legend. That's right, because I was going to do it, and then I read of a fix for that bug. Or I did try to do it, didn't do it, and then I was like, you know what? I read this fix for the bug, let's do it.
At 12 under, Woods became the first golfer to finish a U.S. Open double digits under par. His 272 total at Pebble Beach tied the record for lowest total strokes in a U.S. Open. It was the most dominating performance of the modern era in golf. In the end, a 15-shot victory.
That's insane.
In control of his game, and only 15 feet remain for the birdie.
Oh,
That's one you'd like to have over.
damn it. Damn it, man.
Well, 3 feet left for par.
Need a 3 under at least for 5 holes. We got it. We got it. Oh my god. Well, unless you get lucky and land in the rough, you aren't getting close to this pin, so we'll play just for the as close as we can get from here. Yeah. Honestly, the sad thing is I think I would I would have gotten really close because the wind didn't really.
You need to make those if you're gonna win.
What break was in that fucking putt, man? I love to see that this is how we're starting. Love to see it. Need to birdie every hole.
That's
now.
a good solid start to this hole. Beautiful approach, close for birdie.
All right. Yeah, the funny thing is normally Pebble Beach in the games is honestly a pretty darn easy course. That's usually the worst green with that pin. And then of course the par 5 right here is usually pretty bad. Just because in these last few games, you couldn't, there's no way to stop it close to the hole with a pitch shot. Oh wow, it didn't, okay, it's out, it's out. I was like, oh, they didn't carry?
And
Really?
steeply up the hill here. This is going to play very long.
That's a good one.
Alright,
This
must
is
make.
birdie.
And I put too much on it. Alright, we'll restart it. So annoying. But yeah, the Masters is done. And, man, I tell you what, there was Friday, you're thinking, okay, Roy's just going to run away with it. And then after Saturday, you're like, oh, there's actually quite a bit of players
At 12 under,
contending at this
Woods
point.
became the first golfer to finish a U.S. Open double digits under par. His 272 total at Pebble Beach tied the record for lowest total strokes in a U.S. Open. It was the most dominating performance of the modern era in golf. In the end, a 15-shot victory.
But yeah, and once Saturday was over, I was like, ooh, this is a lot of people's game now.
That's a very nice shot.
Man, the wind just decides when it wants to do anything, doesn't it?
Starting the back nine with
Did
a chance
absolutely
for
nothing
birdie.
to that. At least we made it. So Sunday happened, and I watched almost all of it. I watched all the way until I think the last, like, I didn't see the last few
Right around
groups
200
tee
yards
off.
to the flagstick from the tee here.
And then, because I went to my parents' house, and we watched it there. And I watched pretty much all of it. The only thing I didn't watch after that was the last hole for Rory and Burns. Because at that point, I knew. I was like, yeah, McIlroy's not going to be doubling. He's not going to double the last hole and to force a playoff with Scheffler. But he did bogey it, so it was close. And he wound up only 1 under for the round. But I was really pulling for Hatton, Rose, Young, Burns. Yeah, those are the 3 that I was really pulling for because I like Hatton. I think he's fun to watch play. Rose, the simple fact that, you know, he's 45 now. I believe he's 45 and still hasn't he hasn't won it yet, but his play is,
That's a good shot, Jim.
you know, it's damn good. He, like, you know, he should be in contention.
Pitching
And he
wedge
has
here.
been, you know. It's just hasn't closed. Wasn't able to close.
That's where you have to put it on this green.
And he
to
had
make
3
birdie.
bogeys on the back 9, which is the thing
This
that
putt for birdie.
was like, oh, he ain't getting it. Because if
That's good effort
really
from
that was center cup, it was really that short, huh? Whatever.
Played right into the
Yeah, he had 3 bogeys on the back 9, which take those bogeys out, and he's won the tournament by 1. So, Hatton had I think he had the round of the day. I was rooting for Henley too, I guess. He's another one I was really rooting for. Yeah, he had one of the rounds of the day where it was 6 under. And I was thinking, oh man, you know, he got it all the way to 10.
Right there.
And honestly, he could have even been better.
Uphill shot here, Jimmy. Going to have to hit this one either a lot harder or take one more club.
See, like uphill into the wind, and it somehow goes further than what I hit it. Like, how does that possibly happen?
A fine shot from there. This putt for par.
Now, par is a pretty good score
Gotta
here
make
today.
birdie on the last. But you had Scheffler. He had 4 birdies, and then just all pars. So he had a huge stretch of just pars. You know, par 2 of the 4, par 5. He parred 3 of the 4 par 5s actually. So it's like, you gotta think too. He birdies 1 of those, and he tied for the lead right there. But you know, Scheffler's won it twice. Now McIlroy's won it twice.
Lovely swing off
It
the
was
tee.
funny
and
though,
that's-
because
oh, that's out there.
towards
Least
the
300
beginning,
yards
it
to the
was
fairway.
like Scheffler was, I believe he was 2 over par for the first
Well, not
round.
a tap in.
Then he got it to
Should make this
level.
one
Then he had a
4 feet away
7
from
under
birdie.
round, and then a 4 under
All
to
the
get to
way.
1 back.
That's
So
birdie.
he fights back when he's not in contention the first few days. Then Tyrrell Hatton, he only had 2 bogeys, but he did have a hole out eagle on the par 4 7th, which was cool to see. Henley just played real solid, 5 birdies and a bogey. With his 19 under par performance, Tiger Woods lapped the field by 8 shots. In doing so, he achieved a career Grand Slam at age 24. 2 years younger than Jack Nicklaus was when he did it. Tiger did not have to play a single bunker shot all week, staying away from the old course bunkers is critical, and Woods did that perfectly, leading to his first Open Championship and his 4th major. Recreate Tiger's best back 9 performance and avoid the bunkers. Win with 2 under and 2 bunkers. Legend 4 under and 0 bunkers. And yeah, Cam Young, he was the one I was rooting for the most, probably, but he just had his whole back 9 was just pars, all pars. He just couldn't get his approach shots close enough, and then when they did get around 10 to 12 feet, they just weren't going in for him. But he made 3 bogeys in the last 4 holes, which, again, that
After his performance
really
at
hurt
the
him.
2000 Open Championship, Tiger Woods held the record for most strokes under par in the Masters, the U.S. Open, and the Open Championship. He had a stretch of 63 consecutive holes in major championship competition where he didn't make a single bogey.
Wow. That was a crazy swing. Sam Burns, he was, what was he, 1 back? Or was he tied for the lead? Can't remember. Starting the final round, but another one I was really rooting for, and just, he bogeyed early and never recovered. Where's the hole?
That almost looked deliberate.
I couldn't see the damn hole.
For the birdie.
But yeah, he bogeyed, and
A beautiful roll on that putt, and it has found the cup.
he did birdie the first hole, but he doubled the second. That's what it was. He doubled the par 5, and I didn't even know how. I know he hit it over the crowd, or in the crowd, and then it was just like, after that, all I saw was that he had a putt for bogey, missed that, and all of a sudden he doubled, and I was like, wait a minute, wasn't he pitching from where the crowd was for an eagle? How did he? So I still don't know how he doubled it. Maybe he just had a ton of putts. I don't know. I knew I was hitting too short of a club there, but it's like, when you're playing that much wind, it's kind of dumb.
That's a brilliant little shot right there. Looking at par.
Yeah, I mean, overall, it was a really exciting Masters, because at one point there were like 6 people at 10 under, and then 1 person was at 11. So it was like, oh man, this could be an exciting finale, and it still was, even with it was like the last 3 holes. You were kind of like, okay, well, it's McIlroy, he's winning it. Damn it.
If you're going to be aggressive off the tee, you take a risk.
I was thinking it would carry a little bit further than that.
One of them.
That's how you do it, though. You don't need to birdie the second when you can eagle the third. That's what I always say. But yeah, on to the next major now, don't remember. It's the PGA Championship, right?
Excellent start.
I think it's
off
PGA
the tee.
Championship
A great
next.
way to begin the hole.
Which, you know, that's a great one, but I think I look more forward to the U.S. Open and the Open more than the PGA.
Beautiful shot. In there close.
A little birdie opportunity here.
I knew it. I knew it. It's tough because when you're playing your own guy, for some reason, the greens are completely different.
At that to nail
Like,
the par and remain
when you're
3
playing
under.
your own dude, they hardly break at all, even with that fast of speeds. And when you're playing, you know, Tiger Woods or Jack Nicklaus or whatever, they break like you would think, you know. So it's tough to... I pushed the hell out of it. Don't matter.
That takes
Doesn't
a lot of
matter.
skill to hit a shot like that.
A little bit on the long side, but that's okay. I knew it was going to go right, but so that's why I left it, because the lie was going to make it go left. But hey, we got to the 4 under. We just need a par and not hit it in a bunker.
And that's a solid tee shot right there. What a nice way to start the hole.
Probably don't need all that. I just realized in the Rory McIlroy game, I don't think they have Augusta, do they? Huh. Interesting. Right, they got it in, what, 2012. Then 12, 13, 14. They didn't have, I don't think they had it for McIlroy, which is 15. And then 2025, 10 years later, they had it again.
Something with a little bounce on it. This is the sand wedge.
That will be a great look at birdie.
And a look at birdie here.
Having stuff like this too, you know, has it so that you're playing as some of the pros that they put in the game too. Because there was, in the new one, there was the challenges and stuff, and I believe you also played as some of the pros there as well. Because otherwise, like, I don't think there's really any reason to play as the pros unless you just want to play around as the pro for, you know. It gives them, holy hell, that thing spun left. You know, it gives them a big reason to have the models and all that in there. Because when you're looking at the 2K versus EA games, EA, there's a reason for you to play the pros. as the pros. And for 2K, there's absolutely no like there's nothing unless you just want to play a casual round or just play a casual matchmaking round with a friend, you know, or just a random person, because you can do it there. But other than that, there's no like game modes like this that has you play as them.
An amazing shot right in the fairway.
What in the hell?
That's a well-played shot. Puts the ball on
2
green.
feet up. All right.
He's putting for birdie here.
Barely got there. I went 20 feet past. That's insane. Tiger Woods won his second consecutive PGA championship and his third straight major. It was the first time a 3-hole aggregate playoff was used in this major, and it was a battle down the stretch between the Colossus Woods and the relative unknown Bob May. In the end, Woods was too much as he pointed and walked his ball in for birdie on the first playoff hole and held on for victory. Recreate Tiger's performance in playoff. 1 under, legend, 3 under. So that's where that comes from. When he's pointing and walking it in, you know. I didn't know where that was from. I've just seen it. Because I was 6 in 2000, so I wasn't watching golf at the time.
Tiger's win at the 2000 PGA Championship secured the first back-to-back PGA Championship victories since 1937, and didn't he shoot? One thing that's forgotten is Tiger's amazing play to even get in the playoff. Trailing by 2 strokes early in the final round against Bob May, he played the last 12 holes in regulation, 7 under par.
Dang. 5 pars, 7 birdies. May have been an eagle in there, who knows?
Jim,
Are we
that's a
playing the
beautiful
3-hole
shot. Use it on
playoff?
range.
Yeah, 16, 17, and 18.
Only a 7-iron in.
Oh my god, stop! Jesus. My 7-iron would stop short of
Sand wedge
that.
here, and this is the weak one. 60 degrees.
Well, it's not a sand wedge.
Okay, but 8 feet left.
Idiot.
Now for par.
Alright, we'll just restart immediately. I don't know how the fuck that broke an insane amount. Oh cool, the wind's into us now.
And that's a solid tee shot right there. What a nice way to start the hole. A chance for birdie.
Oh, really
Jesus,
just hoping
man.
For a 2-putt here, and that ought to do it. Very nice putt.
I swear, man, that why they have a difference in break if you're playing as a pro or as yourself, I have no idea why. Playing as myself, I would have never given away the hole. Playing as a pro or a Tiger Jack, whatever, you have to play it like a foot out. Like, that's a staggering difference. You can't get used to that on the fly. Like, what?
Oh, what a shot. Absolutely nailed this tee shot. Just a short iron here, Jim. It's a 9.
Perfect, perfect.
Well done. What a great
There's the last hole, par 5. I can get that 3 under. It is. But I think this one's too
Well, this
long.
is a beautiful shot, Jim. You put it right in the fairway.
A little too long. Uphill 8 yards. 9 yards, really. Wind into. Gotta get lucky. Real lucky, I guess. Okay. Uphill 2 feet, so we need to go to 58. Go to 60.
Whoa! Never
Got the
expected
eagle.
to make a putt of that distance.
(2001). Tiger Woods completed the Tiger Slam, winning the final 3 majors of 2000 and then the Masters, the first major of 2001, giving him ownership of all 4 major trophies at the same time, a feat no golfer has done since the amateurs stopped counting as majors. Tiger's best round of the week was a second round 66 where he shot 33 on the second 9 while hitting every green in regulation. Well, if it was a 66 and he shot 33, he shot 33 on both 9s. Recreate Tiger's second 9 performance in the second round. Win -3 and 7 green regulations. Legend -7 and 9. I doubt we're getting -7, I'll tell you that. Philly, what do you think? Is the back 9 tougher at the Masters, do you think? Because it's got, like, one of the par 5, I think both the par 5s. One sometimes you can't even get to in 2. The one that's way uphill. The one has the creek in the front, and then if you go over, it's, you're not doing much. 18's a tough one to birdie.
The Grand Slam refers to winning all 4 majors in one calendar year. What Tiger Woods did at the 2001 Masters was complete the Tiger Slam, meaning he held all 4 major titles simultaneously, dating back to the previous summer's U.S. Open win at Pebble Beach. Just not in the same calendar year. Bobby Jones is the only other golfer to win the Grand Slam, but he did it at a time when the 4 majors included 2 amateur championships. No golfer has ever won all 4 professional majors in the same calendar year, although the Tiger Slam comes the closest.
Yeah, I don't think amateurs should count. It's not professional. Probably breaks more than this. Yeah.
Oh, they missed one there.
Oh, I just realized that means I missed a green regulation. Well, gotta make sure I hit a lot of them. Because that was probably one of the easiest ones to hit, considering I had a loft wedge. I think it was a spin so much. And the back 9's got this one. Very long par 4,
That's
water
a fine
left.
tee shot. And that will shorten this hole by considerably more than 300 yards.
Chance for birdie after that beautiful shot.
Yes,
I was
a
gonna
clean
say,
bird.
there's no way it breaks more than that. Well, no matter what, we're not getting legend. We could shoot 8 under because we missed the first green. And we're just trying to hit that silver.
What a great shot.
All right, we got the green.
Judging the ever swirling winds down at Amen Corner.
Okay, good effort.
I was thinking, it's a little bit longer of a putt. Give it a little bit more.
Great action on that putt for par.
Didn't need it. That's okay,
to
though.
stay 1 under.
We got 2 par 5s. That can get us to the 3. Just looking for those greens.
And the fairway wood, this is 3.
Okay, so this one's on the back. For some
No,
reason,
the
I thought
second
this one was
shot
on the
here,
front.
that's par 5.
So the one I'm thinking of is the front. I was thinking of is the front 9. Okay. I was thinking it might be just short. It'll still be considered green regulation because we'll get this one on.
Well, that's just a tap in from there.
It's in the hole for a birdie.
So yeah, the one that's way the hell up the hill must be the second par 5.
That's a fine tee shot there, Jim.
And again, another thing, like when you're playing these pros, wow, I gotta hit every one now. Man, your clubs jump way too much.
Just an uncomfortable 5 feet.
But the slope actually does stuff. So again, another thing you have to all of a sudden play. I don't know why I was playing on tour difficulty. I don't understand why slope and the green, like the slope didn't play a factor at all when hitting. I don't know why. And the beads, like you hardly played any break at all if it was, you know, and you'd play a foot or more on this one.
Oh, what a shot. Absolutely nailed this tee shot.
Lie's going left. I don't want to risk not getting
And from
there.
this
So.
distance, this will be 7 iron.
Wind should help us anyway, so.
Well,
Way too
it's
much.
on the green for sure, but there's plenty of real estate between the ball and the cup right there.
Wow, it really didn't break. Are you fucking serious? Now I gotta restart it, so see you guys when I finish this, I guess. Alright, so we're 7 under with 7 green in regulations. Yeah, I just made a huge, well, I tap in birdie at the par 3, 16th. Made a huge eagle putt.
Beautiful.
On the 15th.
A clean swing, solid impact,
So.
and nicely in the fairway.
Once you know, I guess, like I said, it's really hard to change on the fly, playing from your character to another character, because a lot of stuff changes. The green, for some reason, the break changes.
Sweet birdie.
For some reason, you don't need to play the lie when you're playing your character. I don't know why. Maybe for some reason that's just in career mode. I don't know. But once you get used to that, it's fine. But I mean, all we need is to hit the next green in regulation on hole 18, and we got legend. Unless I go into the bunker, that shouldn't be too bad of a...
That's a big-time drive, and it's in the fairway. That makes this a very short hole.
Wasn't quite sure. I was like, is it going to hit that upslope
Way
and
to knock it in there close.
kill it? If so, I probably shouldn't put any backspin on it, but it hit right on the top of it. Alright, well, we got legend, and as long as we don't 8-putt.
Sinks the putt for birdie.
I parred the first hole, but then I eagled. Actually, I think I eagled both par 5s. At the Atlanta Athletic Club, heralded, David Toms conquered the strongest field in golf history by finishing with a record score of 15 under par. He eked out a one-stroke victory over Phil Mickelson. Looking back, the difference might have been his remarkable ace in the third round at the par 3 15th. Play as 2011 PGA champion Keegan Bradley and recreate Tom's miraculous ace on the 15th hole in the third round. Luckily, we'll just be getting it. We're not getting that ace. I did get one hole in one, but
Even with his ace at the 15th the day before, Tom's provided more drama on the final hole of the PGA Championship.
wow, was it this long when they played it?
Hole. It paid off though, as he sank a 12-foot par putt for a one-stroke victory over Phil Mickelson.
Get in that circle.
Way to knock it in there close.
Alright, so I used the 3 hybrid, which was 227, so like a 230. Oh no, you can go all the way back. 232. I'll do that. Yes.
Well done. What a great approach.
I mean, shoot, it could have kept rolling. It might have had a chance. In 2005, 4 years later. In 2005, Tiger Woods had an unbelievable chip-in at the 16th, and then went on to beat Chris DeMarco in a playoff. But Woods really won with his play on Saturday. On a rain-softened course, he shot a 66 in the morning, then fired a first 931 before darkness halted play. Then fired a Woods was in complete control of his golf ball on that first 9, missing just one fairway in regulation. Recreate Tiger's first 9 performance in the third round. -5 and 5 fairways, -7 and 7 fairways. Alright. They should be soft, right? Huh?
Tiger's fourth and latest Masters victory put him in a tie for second with Arnold Palmer for most wins at Augusta, with Jack Nicklaus, of course, sitting on top, owning 6 green jackets. Tiger's triumph also ended a much scrutinized 0 for 10 drought in major championships when he won in 2005.
Looks to be a 9-iron here.
Oh, come on. You said they were fucking soft. A 9-iron that I barely swung
here, Jim. Good
didn't
chance.
stop on an upslope. Like, when the greens aren't soft, buddy. I will say that it's like your lower, like your pitch and wedge 9-iron, like sometimes they jump like 5 yards, just hit and jump 5 yards, and it's like, what? That doesn't make any sense. I get it if it either land on a hard downhill, but
Now that's the way you hit it.
I have a feeling the rain doesn't actually do anything. It's just there for aesthetics. How much is that 6 mile an hour gonna do? A lot.
It has
But then
just that
on
left
going
foot
downhill
lead.
off of a downhill slope, a 4-iron just stops dead. You know, it's like, what? My 9-iron bounced. Really, no
Missed
break?
with that putt.
Okay. 9-iron bounced on that upslope.
All the way, and that's birdie.
4-iron off of a downhill lie, going downhill, just stops dead. Some things are very strange, and I gotta point it out. I know I pushed it. I don't care.
That's a big time drive.
Big drive. Okay, how much this is really gonna do? Cause dang it.
That's a well-played shot.
Again, with the pros, like
Ball on the green.
with my guy, it's so strange because that stops
For the birdie.
so quick with my guy, but with the plan is
Those will break your
all the
heart
other guys, they
every
just
time.
jump.
Great action on that putt for par.
All right, we
Stay
got to start birdieing. What do we birdie? A par 5? Yeah, we birdied the par 5. We got one more, gets us to 2. And then we still need 3 birdies after that. The first was really a kind of a birdie hole, but you know, for some reason that 9-iron just decided to fly. Is this getting over? Yeah.
A beautiful shot, right on target. Doesn't get much better than that. A birdie bid. Found the cup with that one.
That's a big birdie, I think, because that's a long hole. Fairways is much easier than greens. So honestly, I'll probably hit the 7, but I'm definitely not getting the 7 under.
Perfect release through the ball, and this shot is on the fairway.
Yeah, let's
Well,
do
this
that.
isn't the 60 degree. This is the sand wedge.
On
I
the
just
green
went left.
and a chance for birdie.
Oh God. Damn it, man.
Dragged
It didn't
the bit on
do it.
that putt and
anything.
missed.
Alright. Oh, we gotta do birdie the rest. Like a par 1. Birdie the rest. And it's the first 9, so I mean, if you compare my scores, the front 9 is a lot more difficult. What is this hole? 172, so we're looking at it's 8 yards. Yes, this should be fine. Yeah.
And he has a chance to make birdie here.
I was gonna say, if that breaks, it's bullshit. Nothing has broke. Got 2 more birdies. Okay, we got 1 par 5. We got the uphill one. The par 3, I think, is gonna be. Oh no, that was the last par 3. I forgot we had already played the other one. This one will be tough because
He's hit a monster
if you
drive
have
today.
more than a wedge in, which, well, we have a pitching wedge. Try to overdo it a little bit to make sure it gets up there. Yeah.
That one was all over the flag stick the entire way.
All right, buddy. It wasn't that all over it. All right, just birdie the par 5, and we're good to go. Unfortunately, I've parred too many to get legend. I'd have to eagle and then birdie. And this one, I see more people eagling all the other par
Good
5s
smooth
than this one.
backswing, nice change of direction, and a straight tee shot. That sets up his second shot beautifully.
Pushed it.
Nice
Oh,
shot
that
in
one
the scoring
sits.
zone.
All my other pitches run on like a mile. It's tough. I don't know if it's going to break or not.
Never
Okay.
a doubt.
It's weird because the rain isn't affecting anything, but for some reason, this front nine is breaking way less than the back nine did on our last, not the last one, but the challenge before that. So just a par here will do.
Beautiful. Lovely straight lines in that swing, solid impact, and that's nicely in the fairway.
Whoa. I don't know if we need all that.
Looking to close out the front nine with a birdie. Thought that one was going in. Good effort.
Just needed, didn't need to take so much off of it. Tiger Woods won his second Open Championship as the legend he chases, Jack Nicklaus, announced his retirement at the Old Course, which was moved up in the rotation so Nicklaus could play his last Open there. Woods made a key birdie at the 18th in windy conditions to give him a 2-shot lead going into Sunday. He went on to win by 5 shots, capturing his second career Grand Slam, matching Nicklaus. Complete each event, win, and legend. Okay. Well, I made sure it didn't go to the demo screen this time, so should be able to do it pretty easily.
Woods had to get the distance just right off the 18th tee. With out of bounds lurking over the green and a very difficult pitch shot from the Valley of Sin short of the green. However, he judged it just right, with his ball finishing off the green to the left, but even with the heavy metal flagstick.
Oh, that's horse shit. Oh god, I pushed the fuck out of that. That's like, if I don't get overswing, I don't think I'll be able to do it. Unless I get a lot of wind. Pushed it again. This could work out. Or overswinging fast, that's what it is. It's not gonna go, is it? Nope. Because everything comes off of that, so it's like you have to get it onto that top tier. Okay. I'm good with that. Don't give a shit. Oh my god. It's 2 feet, so we're looking at 100 and 114. I was like, what? Where'd it go? Plus, we're on the fringe, so maybe 124. We're on the fairway, really. Alright, 124 works. Just a little more left, but it can... we'll go 130. Right there. Oof. Barely. Yeah, okay. Alright, 2006. Tiger Woods, by many, is regarded as the greatest and most dominant golfer of all time. Woods has 14 majors, second only to Jack Nicklaus. He is also 14-1 when going into the final round of a major, with at least a share of the lead. A shard of the lead? What? He is the youngest to win the career Grand Slam, doing it 3 times, and is the only player to have won all 4 professional majors in a row. Match play against Tiger Woods in 18 holes of regulation. Win is 1 up, legend is 2 up. Is the final one going to be Bubba Watson or something? They've all been, I think most of them have been match plays. Had a couple stroke plays. Hopefully we don't have a stroke play.
As the greatest and most dominant golfer of all time. He brought so much to the sport in terms of popularity, fitness, and power. He has spent the most consecutive and cumulative weeks atop the world rankings, and with 14 majors is second only to the legendary Jack Nicklaus. And, by the way...
What did you chip that? Why didn't he finish talking? Usually he finishes talking. That's why I was like, you know what, I'm just going to skip these, because he always finishes what he says. When I have to redo them, he'll just finish them while I'm playing. But,
on the green, and a chance for birdie on the first hole.
Maybe once you get to your second shot, he stops.
For the birdie.
See what I mean? There's just no break.
7-footer here, Jimmy.
When you're playing as your own guy. Well, we got the win. I think Tiger's about to double. It's kind of weird. Driver, his second shot was well short. Third shot was short again. Fourth shot. No, he was about to bogey. Okay.
Oh, got a hold of this one. That's a well-executed tee shot.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
You've been...
I underswung and everything because I was like, is 12 mile an hour going to do that much? Yeah, I didn't need to underswing. Or actually, I guess I did. That was perfect. I didn't need to put spin on it. Like a dumbass. That's the problem. When you start putting it on, it's like, I can't stop. Gotta put it on.
Yes.
Alright, made the putt.
Nice putt.
Alright, See what you got, Tiger.
Well,
You missed. Man, it looked like I was closer to the hole than he was. That's pretty darn good. Did well to judge the
well,
win there.
A birdie bid.
really,
That one broke
no, that looked
that
perfect
much.
until
Real, that broke that
actually
far
made the
outside the
stroke.
hole.
I'm familiar with that feeling.
It's in
Dumbass
the hole.
game.
Well done.
There were two beads barely moving to the left at all, and I still played it on the right side of the hole, and it somehow moved outside left. What? I swear, man, these golf games really need to figure out their damn greens. You have 2K, which in the newest one has an insane amount of just ghost breaks everywhere. And I guess they have just said, oh, we can't fix it. It's like, alright, maybe you should get a different job then.
A beautiful shot, and this one has found the fairway.
And then not only that, but they have things that, like their fringes just
This
stick.
is 6 iron.
So you can't,
Buck and a
you
half,
know,
150
use
yards
slopes
left.
properly or do any of that. The EA games, I will say, like, you know, I talk all that about the break and everything. It's just so inconsistent. Now I will say, I think this is the first game that I've played of EA's
Jim, this shouldn't be a problem.
that has had break where it just went the opposite way. And it's while I was recording, you know, if it's happened, you've seen it, but. Par 5.
Good, clean hit on a beautiful shot.
Not
All right, a little 5-wood from here should do it.
5-wood was massive. What are you talking about?
not
Did he just make that? Son of a bitch.
looking at a
I
sweet
know, okay.
birdie.
Seemed like he made it. I don't want to jinx myself, but it is funny. In all of the Tiger Woods games, whenever I get to a match play with Tiger Woods, I want to say 90% of the time, maybe 80, he's usually one of the easiest ones to beat. Like, we tied one hole so far. Which is very strange. I think the older games, he was usually, you know, pretty difficult.
That is a textbook
But in
approach
all
to
the
this
newer
green.
ones, whenever
It's a
you have
great
to face
position
him
make
for
a putt.
anything, he's usually pretty easy. Why are you aiming way out? Oh, he drew the hell out of it.
Great
Ooh, a bit of a knee trembler here. 4 feet away.
in the cup.
Like, it was dead straight. But I guess that's a massive putter we got there. I guess I have birdied everything except for one hole. And Tiger's parred everything except the first he would have bogeyed. So he would be 1+1 right now. I would be -5.
You had to hit the fairway here, and over 300 yards to boot.
A boot? Oh, in the trees. And that's why I took off so much on the pitch wedge, because the thing jumps.
And to go a further shot under par.
Boom. And I think the only hole so far I haven't won is the one that literally had almost no break in it and broke almost, well, it broke a cup and a half. Cause I played it out on the edge, the right edge. It was outside, so it's kind of funny.
That's a fine drive.
And the trusty 5-iron. 140 to the flagstick.
I swear it looks like he's hitting pitches with his driver. Whoa. Oh, the wind really moved.
And what a beautiful shot it is. In there close.
Yeah, it's almost in the damn water.
Beautiful.
It's in the hole.
Oh, tremendous power there. This one is just smashed down the middle. Well, just a bit more than 225 yards here.
Just a bit. I was going to bring it massively left, so. When you do have to play the slope, it seems like the slope does a lot. Yeah, see, it does a lot more than the wind.
In there, snug next to the hole.
All right, just on the thick end of 3.5 feet, maybe.
Eagle on the scorecard for that one.
It's 9 under through 9. If we win the next one, we win it. 9 and 8. Be kind of crazy. Be the least amount of holes you could possibly play, which is 10.
Okay, well, some of these guys are just Neanderthal, Jim. That's a massive tee shot.
Massive. Massive peen. I mean, yeah, that, oh, we're using 9-iron. I'll go down. See if I played enough of the wind. Oh, yeah, the wind actually didn't affect it nearly as much as It usually does.
Missed.
I should make this one about 4 feet.
That's it.
All right, that's a
Match
9 and 8.
over.
Eye of the Tiger. 1980s era in practice. Tiger Slam Woods. Alright guys, so I guess that is where we're going to end this one. And when we come back, we'll be doing the final 7 challenges. Yep, 7 of them. So I hope you guys have been enjoying it. Have a great day and I'll see you. Bye.